Assalamualaikum. Welcome back to another lecture of OCM, and we are on our last chapter, that is chapter number 6, social responsibilities of business. What are the various responsibilities of business towards various interest groups that we are going to study in today's lecture? First, to give you a slight flashback, what is social responsibility? The concept of social responsibility is that every business organization, they work in a society and their basic purpose is earning profit, but they should always work and strive for the betterment of the society, for the betterment of the people, to give people equal status, to give people proper rights, and to fulfill their obligation towards the people which are not related to their economic benefits. Okay, so according to Keith Davis, social responsibility of business refers to obligations of businessmen, decisions and actions beyond the firm's direct economic and technical interest. What is your technical interest? The thing that you're working in. So if your production skills, that all comes under technical interest, but that is not your technical interest. Corporate social responsibility towards the society, it does not count under technical interest or does not count under economic interest. That is not related to profit earning, but it is only related to the benefits that an organization gives to the society, then securing the interest of the people that are directly related to them, not taking advantage of the people who are directly related to them. All these things comes under social responsibility. Okay, in the previous lecture we studied what was the need of social responsibilities. Today we'll be studying what are the various responsibilities of a business organization towards various interest groups. We are going to study responsibilities of business firms towards owners, responsibilities of business firms towards investors, towards employees, towards government, and towards environment, and towards customers. These are the 6 points that we are going to cover in this chapter. But today we'll be covering two main points, that is responsibilities of business towards investors and responsibilities of business towards owners. The very first is responsibility towards owners. Under this, the very first point is reasonable profit. Who are the owners of the firm? The people who are setting up the entire organization, who are running the business. They are themselves the owner of the firms. They are the people who have invested money in the firm. Main highest stake of investment is done by the owners of the firm. What is their purpose of investing money in the business organization? Basically earning profit. So in order, it is the responsibility of the business to provide them with reasonable profit, so that they don't feel that the investment or the money that they have put into is going in waste, is going in vain. So what is the first point? Responsibility towards owners is reasonable profit. Business should earn reasonable profit. Profit facilitates growth and expansion. It will bring financial stability. Every owner wants their business to be flourished, to have more and more profit, to grow and expand, and hence the very first responsibility is providing them with reasonable profit. The second point of responsibility towards owners is exploring business opportunities. If I am starting up a business and I am rigid that I will be producing only one product and of one color, I am not going to provide any variety to the customers, do you think that I am going to stay in the market for a very long period of time? No, because there are n number of other sellers who are providing n number of products with n number of colors. So why would people choose me over them? People will have opportunities. I will face competition from these organizations. So in order to maintain financial stability, in order to earn profit, in order to do this, the business should be flexible. The business should provide their owners with profit by exploring business opportunities. Like, for example, first I'll make you understand what is it. Opportunity is the scope available for business unit to expand, grow, and diversify. Businessmen should be alert to find such opportunities for success of the business. It is very crucial, and so whenever they arise, it should be explored. Yes, there are opportunities in the market, maybe due to changes in the economic conditions, financial conditions of the country, or due to changes in the like for example, the very current example we could give is coronavirus situation. Because of the COVID-19 situation, many people have uh, been in a very bad state. The business is going down, but there are still people who are making the most of this situation also. They are coming up with ideas of sanitized products. They are coming up with like for example Swiggy. You will be watching the advertisement of Swiggy these days, wherein they are quoting the number of orders they have served during the coronavirus pandemic, so that people feel assured that, oh my god, 1 crore 50 lakhs people have ordered food from Swiggy. That means it is safe. I should not be worried about coronavirus, and I can order food from Swiggy. That is making the most of the situation. That is grabbing the opportunity. Whereas other food providers, they did not took this opportunity, so they are not flourishing. Swiggy is one of the top brands. Why? Because they know how to explore business opportunities. Okay. Then the third point is optimum use of capital. The owners are giving you money, the owners are providing you with financial assistance. Now, if they are providing with regular financial assistance and you're not making proper decisions, you're using the money in a wrong place, then you are providing them with business risk, and you are not doing justification to your owners. You're not doing or fulfilling your responsibilities towards the owners. So what is the responsibility of the business? To make the optimum use of capital. Available capital should be used carefully and efficiently. Business risk should be considered. You cannot just, if you have money, you cannot just put money anywhere blindly. You should always analyze, you should always do SWOT analysis, you should always think about the risk factors, and then invest your money in a particular project, so that you use the capital of the firm, capital provided by the owners, in the optimum way, in the best possible way. The management should give attention to the safety of the capital. Yes, it is in the hands of the management to provide finance, so they should always ask, why do you need this money? Where are you going to invest money? What are the risk factors? What if we do not succeed? What is the backup plan? Everything should be controlled and managed, and then the capital should be made available for use. The next point is minimum wastages. I have always said that the next point is efficient business. We'll study these 2 points simultaneously. What do you mean by efficiency? Efficiency means optimum use and minimum wastage. 2 points comes under efficiency: optimum use and minimum wastage. We just studied optimum use of available resources and available opportunities. Now we are studying what is minimum wastage. Minimum wastage means not wasting the firm's capital, not wasting the firm's resources, not wasting the opportunities in the market, grabbing everything that comes your way, making the most of everything that comes your way. Business organization can maximize profitability by minimizing wastage. Like, if I have 100 rupees to produce a product, and I am buying one raw material, then I am not using that raw material fully. I am using 80 rupees raw material, 20 rupees I am leaving for wastage. Then what was the cost that I applied? 100 rupees. Okay, so what will be the selling price? 120 rupees. But If I have only purchased raw material of 80 rupees, that was my requirement, and I have sold that product for 120 rupees, the profit margin would have been higher. There the profit was rupees 20, here the profit would have been rupees 40. This was possible because I reduced my wastage. So minimum wastage is one such point, is one such responsibility of business towards its owner, that they should make the optimum use of their money, and they should not waste the money that has been provided by the owners. So optimum use of capital and minimum wastage evidently results in efficient business organization. Scarce resources should be utilized at optimum level. Efficient use of resources should be done, and this will in turn increase profitability and productivity so that the business can be conducted more efficiently. That's what I said. These 3 points come simultaneously. Optimum use of capital, optimum use of resources will in turn, and minimum wastage will in turn lead to efficient business, which will in turn lead to increase in profitability and productivity of the organization. That will give good returns to the owners, and thereby fulfilling all the responsibilities towards the owners. Next is expansion and diversification. We already studied optimum use of business opportunities, wherein we know that business opportunities are available in the market, and you should know how to grab these business opportunities. If you are late, or if you are not able to decide in time, anybody else will come and grab that opportunity. So it is, a business firm should always be prepared. They should be ready with their R&D. For expansion and diversification of business, they should be growing and developing. For expansion and diversification, business should be growing and developing. Business should undertake research and development of various projects so that they can face market competition. So that if you are well prepared, if you are doing research and development throughout the year, you know what will be the future demands of customers, what are the changes in the perception of the customers, what are the changes in the fashion, so that when the time comes, you are already prepared about it. It is not a good, it is not a news to you. You are not going to get shocked by the changes in the situation. You will be prepared because your R&D is strong, because you have already done research, you have already asked people about it, and you have already started developing products according to the demands of the customers. So this is again a responsibility towards owners, because you are using their money, you are providing them profit. How? By doing research and development, and by helping them to expand and diversify their business. Periodic information. Owners should get complete and accurate information about the financial position of the company. There should be transparency in providing financial information. There should not be anything hidden under the table or anything else. You should always be clear how much profit you have made and how much money you have invested, where you have invested, what is your plan. Everything should be in detail explained to the owners of the business. This is one of the important social responsibility of the business towards its owner. And the last is creating goodwill. Management should develop and maintain good public image. A well reputed company commands a lot of respect and trust in the market. Goodwill is the value of a firm in the eyes of the people. If you are using your money right, investing in the right place, providing customers with quality products and services, people are going to maintain a goodwill. People are going to maintain a good reputation of your firm, and which in turn will provide loyalty of customers and customer satisfaction. That will lead to increase in profitability, and thereby giving owners a benefit. So then, in order to provide this thing to the owner, you need to maintain a goodwill. You need to create a goodwill in the market. If you are not doing ethical business, if you are not providing customers with satisfied products, your goodwill will go down, and people will not tend to buy your products, and then eventually it will lead to loss, which will be and against the obligations of business towards owners. Okay, these were the various responsibilities towards owners, which included optimum use of available capital, optimum use of business opportunities, expansion and diversification, then giving reasonable profits, creating goodwill, etc. Now there is a slight difference between owners and investors. Investors are everybody that invest money in the business. The company should have certain responsibilities towards these investors also. If you're buying shares, if you're buying debentures, if you're buying bonds of a particular business organization, you are investing your money in the business. Shareholders are the owners of the company, but bondholders, debenture holders, borrowed funds are not the owners of the fund, but they are the investors of the company. So it is the responsibility of the business to provide certain obligation, to fulfill certain obligations towards these investors also. The very first point is proper conduct of meetings. You should make regular meetings with your investors, annual general meeting or statutory general meetings or interim general meeting. All these meetings should be conducted at their regular intervals, at the point of time when it is required. There should not be any delay in all these things, and it should be clearly specified, and everything should be mentioned in the meeting. The company should call meetings of investors and provide information about the business. True. Proper notices of meetings should be sent to them. How will people get to know that your company is having a meeting? By giving them proper notices, by making a public advertisement in a newspaper, in a leading newspaper, and then by giving proper notices to all the investors at their home, by sending them letters, by sending them mails that we are conducting this meeting on this date and your interest will be discussed, so your presence should be noticed. All these things should be mentioned in the notices. In period of crisis, investors should be taken into confidence. If your firm is not doing well, if there are certain external situations which are not letting you earn profit, then you should always confide them. You should not hide your business situation from your investors. They are the people who are investing money. It is their money that you are using, so it is your obligation to be transparent. You should always confide them that yes, the situation is going wrong, but we have certain plan and we can overcome that situation. Factors responsible for failure should be known to the investors. Yes, and that is the point. You should not only talk about good things, not about the profits and opportunities that you are grabbing. You should also make them realize or make them understand what are the various factors that would be responsible for failures, and what are the risk factors that the company is facing, and what will be the consequences. Everything should be conducted in a meeting and discussed in the meeting of the investors. This is one of the most important obligation or social responsibility of a business towards its owner. Return on investment. Why do people invest? To get returns. Shareholders invest money so that they get dividend. Debenture holders invest money so that they get interest. Okay, so investors invest their money in business and accept the risk factor. They are sure, they are well known about the fact that it may fluctuate. The interest rate or the dividend rate may fluctuate now and then, but they are basically investing money to get returns. So they are okay with getting lesser returns or higher returns, but considerably they do not want to get always less and less. They should get fair returns, whatever the business condition is. According to that, if your business is earning profit, they should get more returns. If your business is earning loss, making loss, they should compensate. But if you are maintaining a stable profit and still not in giving them fair returns, that is wrong. So you should always provide them with fair returns on their investment regularly in the form of interest and dividends. following points should be considered while giving the returns on investment: fair returns on investment, safety of investment, and steady appreciation of business. Fair, you are giving them returns on what money they've invested, you are providing them safety, you are uh, eliminating all the risk factors, and then you are appreciating your own business so that they feel that their money is not getting stagnant, it is increasing day by day with the appreciation in the business. The next point of responsibility towards investors is handling grievances. There are a number of investors in an organization, like I just said, debenture holders, bond holders, etc., and they have a number of grievances. They have a lot of problems. We did not get the notice of the meeting. We are not getting interest in its in the form that we asked for. We are not getting electronic mail and all these things. There are different grievances with different investors. A company should handle investors grievances if they are any possible. There should be effective methodology for this. It should not be new. It should You should have a mechanism for solving problems, for solving grievances of your investors, so that if a investor is making a complaint, you are solving their complaints. All the queries regarding any other issue must be answered in a satisfactory way, so that the investors are satisfied. Just giving decisions and not caring whether the investors are satisfied with your decision or not is not handling grievances. Handling grievances is providing them with either compensations or a valid solution, so that they are satisfied with the queries, or they feel that the grievances are handled. So it is your responsibility towards your investors to solve their problems, to solve their grievances. Maintain transparency. Investors provide long term capital as well as working capital to run business efficiently. So it should maintain high degree of transparency in its operation. I have said it in the part of owners also and in the part of investors also. There should be transparency in business. The business organization should maintain transparency. They should, in the meeting that they held, they should give in detail everything, that what is the investors money used for, what is the debt equity ratio of the company, what are the returns that the company is giving to its shareholders, what are the returns that the company will be giving, and in how many years their debt will be covered, and where they are investing, in what project they are investing, how many years will be required for earning profit, what will be the profit margin. Everything should be clearly conveyed to the investors in the meeting, and the transparency should be made. There should not be anything hidden, because they are the people who are investing money, and it is their money because of which your business is running. So it is your obligation, it is your social responsibility to maintain transparency. Proper disclosure of information. Management should present full and factual information. Nothing should be haywire, nothing should be out of the blue. Like, people should give facts, they should not just say things in the air. Business should not just promise, over promise and under deliver is against the rule. You should always deliver what you promise. So everything should be, management should present full and factual information to the investors. They should get regular reports, circulars, and statement of profit. The financial performance of the company must be provided correctly, so that the prospective investors can take right decision to invest in future. So they could decide whether they want to continue with your firm or not, whether they want to invest more money into your firm or whether they want to change their ratio of investment, that is up to them, and that will be possible, they will be able to decide it only when you give proper information, proper disclosure of information, the financial performance, the other performance of the company must be provided correctly to them. All this will ensure them that the investment is same. What will happen, they'll feel that the company is very transparent, they are not hiding anything from us, they are letting us in with all the information, so we should we should be loyal to this firm, and we should always invest in this company. A last point of providing social responsibilities to investors is maintain solvency and prestige. Business should always maintain sound financial position, solvency, prestige, and goodwill to satisfy investors. They should make a good market position, they should have a respectable market position, and they should have a good financial position in the market also, so that people are sure that the money is at the right place. And the business should take continuous efforts for research, innovation, and expansion programs, so that their maintenance of financial stability, prestige, and solvency is maintained in the market, because of expansion and diversification and research and innovation which they are conducting regularly. If they stop innovating, if they stop doing research, and they are at one level only, then there will be question on its solvency, and then eventually it won't stay into the market for a very long period of time, and that will create fear amongst the investors that their money may be lost. So this is the responsibility of the business, that they should always maintain their solvency, their financial position, their prestige, and always invest in research and development, and provide innovative products and expansion and diversification, so that the investors' money is being utilized and they are getting fair and better returns. So these were the various responsibilities of business towards investors and owners, which we have studied in today's lecture. In the next lecture, we may study about employees, customers, government, and environment. Thank you.